Welcome to News Today with Universal Parks News Today. I'm Eric Morton, and here is the news for May 20th, 2021. Last week, following Orange County Mayor Jerry Deming's announcement that masks were no longer required outdoors in the county, Universal Orlando Resort immediately followed suit and altered their policy to no longer require guests to wear masks outdoors. The policy went into effect on Saturday, May 15th. Team members near the park entrances used a portable public address speaker to remind guests of the face mask policy. Team members are also available throughout the park to answer any questions that guests may have. If you're looking to let your kids run off some energy, Fievel's Playland at Universal Studios Florida has officially reopened. Fievel's Playland is a larger-than-life play area based on the beloved children's films An American Tail and Fievel Goes West. That lets you see the world from a mouse's perspective. As per Universal Orlando Resort's recent policy change, masks are not required at this outdoor play area. Located in Woody Woodpecker's Kids Zone, there are many opportunities to climb and explore here. Hand sanitizer is still available around the playland. Some sections, such as enclosed slides, the mouse climb net area, and the ball pit, are still closed at this time. Fievel's water slide is open and masks are required to ride. At this time, Curious George Goes to Town is still closed, but we expect to see it reopen pretty soon. Over at Islands of Adventure, the If I Ran the Zoo play area in Seuss Landing and Camp Jurassic at Jurassic Park reopened to guests last month. A new interactive character experience called DreamWorks Destination is coming to Universal Studios Florida. Located in the Kids Zone area, DreamWorks Destination will be a first-of-its-kind character experience where guests can interact with multiple beloved characters from DreamWorks Animation's hit film franchises like Trolls, Madagascar, Kung Fu Panda, and more, all in one festive location. Catchy tunes from various DreamWorks movies will fill the air as guests enter a bright, colorful party atmosphere, all set against a nighttime sky inspired by the animation studio's iconic opening sequence from its films. As bright lights illuminate the scene, guests will connect with their favorite DreamWorks characters, grab some fun photos, and even join them for an epic dance party that will get every member of the family to move it, as they say. DreamWorks Destination will take over the old A Day in the Park with Barney building. An exact opening date has not yet been announced, but it will open this spring, which means, well, pretty soon, probably in the next month. Whether this is a temporary character experience or something more permanent remains to be seen. We stopped by the location for the interactive character experience this week to check out the progress so far. The area is not officially open yet, but we were able to take a look around the courtyard. The archway sign outside the area showcases characters from Kung Fu Panda, the Madagascar series, Trolls, and the Shrek series. The classic DreamWorks logo with the boy fishing on the moon is right there at the top of the arch. A look inside shows barricades up around the area and large advertisements that double as backdrops featuring upcoming DreamWorks animated films and TV series, including Spirit Untamed, Trolls, Trollstopia, and Gabby's Dollhouse. Physical distancing at Universal Orlando Resort has been reduced from 6 feet to 3 feet, as we discussed, and we're seeing less distancing on attractions. Multiple parties are also now being seated together in one compartment on the Hogwarts Express. And of course, the Hogwarts Express travels between the two main theme parks, and as a party of one, we were placed with a party of two. Each Hogwarts Express compartment can seat about 8 adults. Team members didn't seem to be loading each compartment to full capacity, though. There are no more distancing markers in the loading area. Several new food options have arrived at Islands of Adventure. A new blue churro is available from Natural Selections for $6.69. Churro is topped with marshmallow-flavored icing and what looks to be blue Pop Rocks. These don't pop, but add a berry taste and a nice crunch. At the Burger Digs in Jurassic Park, a new Casado burger is available for $17.49. Casado is Spanish for married, and team members told us that the burger's name represents a marriage of flavors. It's a Costa Rican-inspired black Angus patty with sweet plantains, avocado, pork belly, and garlic mayonnaise on a Raptor-scored brioche bun. Pizza Predatoria at Universal's Islands of Adventure doesn't just sell pizza. The dino-themed restaurant has 2 new sandwiches also available. The loaded Italian sandwich is $16.99 with ham, capicola, salami, lettuce, tomato, provolone, Italian dressing, and aioli. And the chicken pepito sandwich is $12.99 with marinated pepito chicken, shredded lettuce, plum tomato, mayo ketchup, Parmesan cheese, and potato sticks. If you like novelty beer, then I have 4 words for you. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Pick up the new Jurassic World Isla Nublar IPA, named for the island that played host to the eponymous fictional theme park. This new pale ale is better than anything they had 65 million years ago, I'll bet. It's available for $11 or for $14 with the souvenir cup. This also comes with one of the coolest beer taps we've seen, a Mosasaurus frozen in the middle of chomping down a great white shark. The new IPA is currently available at Burger Digs, Thunder Falls Terrace, Natural Selections, and The Watering Hole. Voodoo Donut Universal Orlando City Walk, and not to be outdone, has a unique new treat, the Churro Stand Donut. This donut is available May 15th through August 9th for $3.75. This is a round, fluffy fried shell with dulce de leche filling covered in cinnamon and sugar. Check out full reviews from all these new food items right here on our website, universalparksnewstoday.com. As Dr. Ian Malcolm would say, merchandise finds a way. It seems like new Jurassic World gear is being cooked up in a lab daily over at Islands of Adventure. This week, we found a new hat and fanny pack featuring, of course, our pal, Mr. DNA, and a Velocicoaster t-shirt for annual pass holders, plus a headband, pins, socks, and keychains. For more pictures and prices of all these new items, head over, again, to universalparksnewstoday.com. We have all the info. Two of Universal Orlando's resorts are opening after being closed for several months. Universal's Endless Summer Resort, Surfside Inn and Suites, is reopening again on May 26th. Surfside had reopened last summer before closing again a few months later. This is about 5 months after Dockside Inn and Suites reopened. Universal's Aventura Hotel is set to reopen on June 16th. Aventura had originally reopened with the resort in June of 2020, but closed again on August 21st of the same year, likely due to low bookings. Now that the park has reopened, additional offerings are beginning to join the lineup at Universal Studios Hollywood. Earlier this week, we noticed that two of our favorite spots for an alcoholic beverage have begun serving again: Mulligan's Irish Pub and Moe's Tavern. Moe's Tavern is the famous, or I guess infamous, corner bar featured in The Simpsons for decades. Metal barricades are set up outside to guide the physically distanced entrance into the watering hole. Ground markings indicated waiting spots that are 6 feet apart. Unlike Universal Orlando Resort, Universal Studios Hollywood has not reduced spacing to 3 feet. Mulligan's Irish Pub is also using some metal barricades to help shape the entryway and is using the same ground markings for physical distancing. It's only May, but Halloween Horror Nights fans know it's never too early to start thinking about things that are spooky. While Universal Studios Hollywood has yet to confirm the return of this year's event, the progressing construction has raised our hopes. Whatever hair-raising structure under construction in the Parisian courtyard on the upper lot is now looming ominously over the walls. The wood framing looks to us like it could be for the facade of a haunted house. This location is no stranger to things that go bump in a night. The Parisian courtyard has been host to 6 different Halloween Horror Nights attractions. In 2019, it hosted the Holidays in Hell House. A white tent is set up behind the framing, obscuring anything lurking beyond from our view. Current speculation places the Parisian courtyard for the location of Universal Monsters' The Bride of Frankenstein Lives, which debuted last year at Universal Orlando Resort as a daytime haunted house. The DreamWorks Theater has reopened at Universal Studios Hollywood, featuring the Kung Fu Panda Adventure Show. This show takes you on a journey with Po, the Kung Fu Panda himself, and his crazy adventures. This show replaced Shrek 4D, which closed in 2017, and homages to Shrek still linger all around the queue. The pre-show is currently not running, and we were ushered straight into the auditorium. The theater is currently leaving 2 empty seats between groups, but seating guests in every single row. This show is a water journey with Po, Master Shifu, and Mr. Ping. Currently, there are few water effects, but the seats do move throughout the entirety of the show. You can watch a full video of the attraction here on our YouTube channel. Although major construction on Universal Beijing Resort was completed in December, the massive new resort has not yet officially opened, not even announced an official opening date. But a tweet from the fairly reliable, albeit unofficial, Universal Core account on Twitter suggests that Universal Beijing Resort, including Universal Studios Beijing, is preparing to open to guests incredibly soon. According to Universal Core, Universal Studios Beijing at the resort has soft opened for team members this week, and the resort is planning its grand opening for June 1st. However, it's important to note that this is not official. Universal Beijing Resort has yet to announce an official opening date for anything of the resort other than 2021. Universal Studios Beijing marks the first new Universal Studios park since Universal Studios Singapore, owned and operated by the Genting Group, opened in 2010. While Universal Orlando Resort takes steps towards normality by removing the outdoor mask mandate, another Universal property is clamping down to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Universal Studios Singapore operator Resorts World Sentosa has announced that the park will be further reducing operating days and capacity to align with new COVID-19 restrictions in the city-state. Universal Studios Singapore has announced that they will be cutting park capacity to 25% through at least June 13th, as well as closing on Thursdays, leaving the park only open on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Guests with existing reservations will still be allowed entry as capacity allows. Additionally, sales of new annual passes or renewals has been suspended until further notice. Universal Studios Singapore has operated from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Thursday through Sunday since reopening on July 1st of 2020. These changes come as Singapore is facing a renewed threat of COVID-19. Universal Studios Singapore is the only Universal park not solely operated by Universal Parks and Resorts, and is by far the smallest Universal property in the world. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to universalparksnewstoday.com. If you're enjoying the show, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to Universal Parks News Today here on YouTube for more great content. Click the bell for notifications. Make sure to hit select all notifications so that you never miss an episode of News Today with Universal Parks News Today. For UPNT, this is Eric Morton saying the future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one.
You get $10. $10.
Alexander Hamilton.
I could just leave that out front of my house to send a message to the other alligators in my neighborhood.
Or the bottom.